The new Nintendo 3DS in the black version. On the first look, it is very sleek. It does look very good, and if you notice, the different coloured faceplates. The faceplates are a new idea, a new feature that the Nintendo have come up with, and I do like that, but I won't be spending a lot of money on them personally. So, just a quick kind of look. Not very well, but let's have a look at this. So on the first look, it does look a lot better. It looks sleeker. That is something I have noticed. It does feel sleeker. You have the coloured buttons. You have the C-stick, which is again new features. You have the two buttons, the start and select buttons, back here, and they were here. The home button has been improved. It is much easier to use. The C-stick is still the same, and so is the D-pad. The volume select is now on the side of the dual screen instead of on the side, which is interesting. The 3D is still there, it still clicks up and down, which is very good. And then you have the ZL and the ZR buttons, which don't really do a hell of a lot, but are there. The cable for charging the 3DS is now in the middle, is now centered, which again is a little bit odd, but all these things are just changes that need to be adapted to, as the stylus is now on the bottom and the game card is now inserted in the bottom. As you can see, I'm playing Zelda. So all these little features are just little changes that have to be made. But overall design is very good. As you can see, coloured buttons, and it does look a lot sleeker.
When using the new 3DS, I couldn't find out where the power button was, and when I did, I had to push it in really hard, and I had to grab the back of the console, which doesn't really matter to me, but you know, it's odd. I don't really mind. But on close inspection on the colour buttons, I noticed that the yellow buttons seem to be a little discoloured and less sharp than the rest of the colours. As you can see here, the yellow button seems to be more discoloured than the rest, which kind of bothers me a little bit, but since I'm going to be using it most of the time, it doesn't really affect me. You see, we also have the C-stick, which controls the home menu just fine. Although I do find the hard nub kind of annoying, as it's not as free as a C-stick, as you can see here. And also, the 3DS comes with a free version of Tamagotchi Life, which is good for some people. And as you can see here, 3D is very good. It tracks your face very well, and I find it absolutely flawless. Except I did find one minor flaw with it. The minor fault that I found with the new 3DS is that when you look away, the 3D is lost a little bit. That's because your facial tracking has been lost. And as a guy with glasses, I need the facial tracking very much, so I can see exactly what I'm doing. And when I look away, it still affects me. But again, this is just a minor fault, which is no problem at all. One thing I entirely forgot to mention was the wireless settings, which used to be on and off switch on the previous systems. But in the new 3DS, you can go to system settings and just change it remotely from there, which I don't really mind. Also, the new 3DS has Amiibo compatibility, and you can use your Amiibos, like Pikachu, on Super Smash Bros. So you can be instantly gaming with those Amiibos that you love so much from the Wii U. But there's a problem. The C-stick. It doesn't really agree with me. As you can see here, the C-stick is just a nub, and it doesn't move a lot. And I really wish it did. I really wish it moved like the circle pad does. Because at first, when I first used this, I really thought it was broken. And I was about to get really pissed off. But I really want the C-stick to move as freely as the circular pad does. Because this is the whole point. We have a C-stick to replace a second circular pad. And it's shit. So, to summarise, if you have an old 3DS, it's good, but you don't really need to keep it anymore. You can just throw it away. Because what you need to get is a new 3DS or new 3DS XL. because they are brilliant. The new facial tracking is the best. This is what Nintendo should have done in the first place. And sure, you may need to get used to some things like the volume button, the power button, the game cartridge in a different place, and the stylus being in different places, but these things you get used to in time, and they are pretty damn cool. So I definitely advise getting a new 3DS or a new 3DS XL, because the 3DS XL is bigger screen and perfect, and 3DS has faceplates. I mean, come on, brilliant. So I give the new 3DS 4 out of 5 Blastoise shells. You should definitely go pick one up for yourself. And thank you, Brad, for helping me out. You're welcome. So I will see you guys in the next review. Goodbye.